Look at that. I'll never get tired of doing this. Hello people, welcome back to the Lake District. Not a bad view to start with, down into the valley. So I parked at Seathwaite Farm. £10 for the night if you didn't already know, £5 if you just want to come for a day hike. Your car's off the road, it's out of the way, helps a bit with the Cumbrian economy. You can't beat giving a £10 note to a Cumbrian farmer and he just slips it into a wad of cash. Cash is definitely king in Cumbria. No credit cards around here. So I'm just making my way up Grains Gill, which then leads to Ruddy Gill. Plan for today, it's a bit vague. I'm going to make my way up to Esk Hause, and then I think I'm going to hang a right and get myself up towards Broad Crag and Hill Crag, and then I might carry on to Scafell Pike, maybe on to Mickeldore. I don't know, we'll see how we go. Weather-wise, it's meant to be around 20 mile an hour wind throughout the day. It's obviously a lot less than that at the moment. And then tonight, it's giving around 10-15, which is nothing really. But the wind, it's a northeast direction, and then early hours in the morning, it's going to do a complete 180. And it's going to end up being northwest. So, but again, the wind speeds are quite low. It's then meant to pick up late tomorrow morning, but I'll be gone by then. We've still got a bit of snow up on Great End that I can see, so I imagine there'll be snow on Scafell Pike and around there if I get up there. I've got my spikes with me. The one thing it's not meant to do today is rain, and obviously it keeps raining, so I've just had to stop down there and put the old waterproofs on. I persevered for as long as I could, but the windbreaker, it's water repellent and it does a good job, but it's not waterproof, and I certainly don't want to get wet in the temperatures that we're going to have today and tonight. So right, I'll carry on further up, keep going. So every now and again I'm coming across quite deep snow. It's very wet and slushy, so it's not causing me a problem, but it does wipe your energy levels. I don't need the spikes, it's too wet, it'll just ball up. But I'm getting more snow the higher I get. But the rain's stopped, so I'm just about to take my waterproofs off. Got a lovely view of Great End behind me there, which most people do as the last Wainwright because of the name Great End. Seathwaite fell over to my right, your left. Camped on there about 3 years ago. It's a nice little one to do. Gallimara in the clag over there, and right behind me in the distance is Skiddaw, which will be in the clag, as it always is. Yeah, if it stays like this, I'll be happy. Bit of blue sky, no rain, hardly any wind. Yeah, I'm going to get a bit further and I'll set the waterproofs off. I think this route up Ruddy Gill, it's a really cool route. You follow obviously the gill coming up. There's just waterfall after waterfall, cascades, plunge pools. It's a really nice walk. Just don't get too close to the edge. You see we want to end up down there. Right, onward. Look at that behind me. Excellent. Got Green Gable, Great Gable behind me. They've just come into view. Over there. I'll be back on that one soon. Camped up there before, been up there a few times. It's a good one to do though. I nearly went there today actually, but it's not been that long. It's been about 6 months since I was up there last, so I'll probably leave it to summer or sort of spring. But yeah, the sun, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, the sun is actually trying to come out. So it's not, it's turning into not a bad day. The views are quite stunning. As you can see, there's patches of snow everywhere. It's not causing me any problems just yet, and it's certainly not frozen. But it's not cold enough. It does actually feel warm, even though it's winter. It does feel warmer than it should be. Right. Have a couple of minutes here and then keep going. I'm not that far now off Esk Hause. I'll probably stop there for a few minutes when I get there. I've hardly seen anyone. Saw a few people in Seathwaite when I was leaving the car. Apart from that, I've hardly seen anyone else. Not that I'm complaining. Right. Bit of a swig, carry on. I've reached Esk Hause and then I've took a right and I'm now heading up on the main path that takes you up to Scafell Pike. Whether I get to Scafell Pike is a different matter. Oh, my nose is running, excuse me. Temperatures have really plummeted now, which is why I think the clag's hanging around. It's clear that way, but then you look behind me. So it might come and go as the day progresses. I don't know. Right. Keep going. So it's gone from totally clagged in to wow, within about 5 minutes. Look at that. Amazing. Right, I've just stopped here to get some water. There's a little wind shelter here, so if you're doing a wild camp on Great End, when you get to this wind shelter before you turn right and go up to Great End, there's a bit of a water source just before it. I've used it quite a few times. I don't know if I'm going to carry on to Scafell Pike, so I've got 2 litres of water here, just in case I don't make it. Or I might carry on over the other side to Mickeldore. There's a tarn there, Broad Crag Tarn. I camped there last year, so I could get water from that, but I just thought better to have water, and it gives me more options than to get over the other side and not have water. But look how it's cleared. So that's the route I'm going up. That was totally clogged in a few minutes ago. You couldn't see a thing. And look at it now. Look at that. Absolutely cool. Right, let's keep going. So I've just come up the coal bit in between Scafell Pike and Broad Crag. Broad Crag and Hill Crag were totally clogged in. You couldn't see a thing, and coming across the bouldery section, if you know, you know. I certainly wasn't going to film across that. So I've just come up this it's quite knee-deep snow here. So I've got a final push up here, and then it goes rocky again, and then I'll reach Scafell Pike summit. I might not film up there because there'll probably be lots of people and it's totally clogged in. But I'll try and film what I can. Right, onward and upward. Scafell Pike summit, if you can hear me. The wind's picked up a little bit. The summit's just behind me. You can make it out over there. There's quite a few people up there, so I'm not going over there. The views have just opened up, so they've all jumped onto the plinth bit and snapping away with cameras. So I've been here a few times and it's probably my least favourite summit. I know it's the highest summit in England, but it's just so busy. It really is busy, and it's like a quarry. It'd be very difficult to pitch up here. Yeah, as you can see, and that's quiet. Come up here on a summer's day, you can't even get on that. So I'm going to have 10 minutes here, I think. You see it all around me. So it's completely opened up. It'll clog back in again in a minute. So I've just got to go back up to the summit and then over the other side. I'm going to drop down to Mickeldore. So that's where I'm going to pitch tonight. Yeah, it's a very mixed day, shall we say. Typical Lakeland. Right, 5 minutes, maybe 10. I'll crack on over there. So that's Scafell Pike done for the 3rd or 4th time I think I've been up there. A better summit, in my opinion, is its little brother next door, Scafell. I think it's a lot better summit. It's not as busy, it's not as rocky up there. There's loads of places to pitch. I've camped up there myself. If you're into scrambling, you can do Fox's Gully, or you can go up Lord's Rake, which is the white. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It's actually full of snow. You can go up Lord's Rake. That's a good scramble. I've done that. Or you can do the Westworld Traverse, which is off Lord's Rake if you're really into your scrambling. Yeah, I just think it's a better summit. So I'm at Mickeldore, and it's about 3 o'clock, so it's a little bit early. A couple of lads just come down then, and I could hear them arguing and debating. A lot of people think you can get from Scafell Pike to Scafell easily, and you can't. You've got to either go up Lord's Rake or Fox's Gully. If you go up Broadstand, yeah, I think it's called Broadstand, which is what's behind me, you need ropes and full climbing gear to get up that. So yeah, and there has been fatalities on that where people have come from Scafell and they've come down this and then got stuck. So yeah, you can't get from one to the other quite easily. So I'm going to have a brew here, I think. I'm going to get the kettle on. I've got some biscuits or something like that. It's a bit too early to pitch, there's too many people around. But in the same instance, I don't want to get cold. So I'll give it another 45 minutes or something like that. And then I'll think about looking for somewhere to pitch. I think I'm going to go over that way, see what's around that corner, get a little bit more out of the way. But what a view over Wastwater. Absolutely stunning over that way. I love it round here, Wastwater and that, all the big mountains and that, Ye Barra, Pillar. You got Red Pike. They're all Wainwrights. Camped on quite a few of them. But for me to get to Wastwater, it's a good 2.5 hour drive. So I normally sort of come to Wastwater if I do like 2 days or something. Right, brew time. Right, I'm all pitched up, but not where I was originally intending to. I couldn't find anywhere decent on Mickeldore. I found somewhere flat and there was rocks in the way. The wind started to pick up. I was running out of time. So, I've actually dropped down from Scafell Pike. So I'm only down, just slightly down from Mickeldore. So I'm in between Scafell Pike and Scafell. There's a tarn here called Broad Crag Tarn, I think it's called. I have actually camped here before, so yeah, I'm camping here again. And after carrying all that water, I obviously didn't need it. I could have got it out of this tarn, which is down there. So, but yeah, and I'm not in the Namage. I thought I'd give the Soulo a run out. I think I'm getting too used to the space in the Namage, and we're in February now, so I've probably got another month in the Namage, and then we'll be into April, and then I'll probably be in the Soulo or in my Acto. So I thought I'd give the Soulo a bit of a run out, and plus with me not knowing exactly where I was going to be pitching, the Namage does need a little bit more space, a little bit more of a footprint, if you will. Right, tea time. You know when you do an order online for like some camping goodies or whatever, and you've not quite hit the free postage, so you jump into the bargain basement to see what you can have for a couple of quid to get you over free shipping. And usually there's some wacky meals that are discounted because nobody wants them. Well, tonight I'm on that meal. 5 bean cassoulet, I think it's called. You can see that. Something to eat one. I'm pretty certain I have had it before. So that's tonight's tea. So I'll let that rehydrate for a bit. 10 minutes. And I'm also on that I got in Aldi, so no expense spared. pale ale lock 10, so it's either going to taste awful or it's going to taste alright. So yeah, decent hike today, typical Lakeland winter weather. I'm glad the rain went. It's a shame the clag didn't lift, but there you go, it's lifted now. It's pitch black outside, but it's clear. I can see lights and stuff in the distance, so, and a bit of uncertainty as to where I was going to pitch. I wasn't planning on pitching here. I was kind of planning on pitching on Mickeldore, but I couldn't find a level spot, and the wind was picking up, and you are quite close to the edge. It just didn't seem right, and there was people coming up still that weren't so far from where I was, and I just thought in the morning I'm gonna have to pack up and get away pretty early, whereas where I am here, nobody's really going to come here, and even if they come to the tarn below me, they're not going to see me up here, and anyone on Scafell Pike's not going to see me because the sand coloured tent, they blend in really well. So yeah, it's not like I've got to rush off tomorrow morning, so I will be gone early. I'm usually gone for sort of 8:30ish anyway, but it's not like I'm going to be here at midday or anything. So yeah, right, I'm going to get some scran and stop waffling, and I'll bring you back later when I'm fed and had me Aldi beer. See you in a bit. Right, it's that time again. Betty Bows. So I'm going to get some shut-eye. Aldi beer. I think I'll stick to my cider. And the 5 bean thing. Something to eat meal. I think I'll just pay for shipping next time. So I've just checked the temperature gauge outside, and it's 0 degrees, so it's not quite freezing yet. It's obviously quite wet inside the tent, so I'm expecting it to freeze during the night. I'd imagine it will. Every now and again I keep hearing something fall off Scafell, so I don't know if it's rocks, ice or what, but there's kind of like an explosion sound and like something breaking away, and then I can hear something crashing down, so I'm not too sure what that is. I could hear it when I was pitching the tent before, but I couldn't see anything. So yeah, I hope it doesn't start falling this way. So yeah, I'm gonna get some shut-eye, and I'll see you all in the morning. Night for now. Bye. Morning. That was probably the calmest night ever. Not a breath of wind all night. It was just so quiet and so still. I've never known it like that. I hope it's not the calm before the storm. I've just looked outside and it's completely clear. So I'm hoping I might get a sunrise. I'll let you have a look actually. I'll show you what I can see. This is my view this morning. Not too shabby. There's the Mickeldores over there. Obviously Scafell right in front of us. And then you got the Great Moss Valley. So I'm thinking I'll get a sunrise. Right. Motivation. Get out the sleeping bag. Get the brew on. Start another day. Ugh. Right. Let's get moving. like we're getting a sunrise. Over that way. Still got great views though. It's nice and clear. It's bitterly cold. Although it didn't freeze. A little bit of frost on the tent, but not much. So it might have only just dipped below freezing last night. But it just feels, I think it's every now and again there's a bit of a breeze and it's making it feel like bitterly cold. So, there's no one around, not heard anyone. I imagine there'll be people on Scafell Pike. Can't hear anyone though. Brew time I think, and then start packing up and leave all this behind. Right, bags on back. As always, we'll leave no trace, apart from a bit of flat grass. Nobody did know I'd been there. That's Broad Crag Tarn done for the second time. It's a good one to do. You can see it on the map, but it's only very tiny on the map. So I'm going to head back towards Mickeldore, across all this rocky crag, pick up the path that takes me back up to Scafell Pike. But I'm not going to get to Scafell Pike. I'm going to hang a left, pick up the what they call the tourist route, drop down slightly, hang a right, and then end up at the top of Piers Gyll, and then pick up the corridor route up and over the bad step. Hopefully it's not icy, shouldn't be, and then follow the corridor route back down to Styhead Tarn. Right, it's been a good one. The sun is trying to come out, but it's just too cloudy. Right, let's get going. So I'm just making my way down what they call the tourist route. And if you know why it's called the tourist route, you know. If you don't, come here on a Sunday afternoon and it's just a line of people going up and coming down to Scafell Pike. This is like the main route up to Scafell Pike, so hence the name tourist route. And it literally is full of tourists going up in flip-flops, sandals, shorts, t-shirts, carrier bags with sandwiches in. Yeah, it's pretty mad. I went up it last year. I had no other choice because of where I was wanting to get to. And you literally, there's a person in front of you and a person behind you. It's crazy. So I'm just going to make my way down. Eventually I'll turn right and that'll bring me out to the top of Piers Gyll, and then follow the corridor route, and that'll bring me down to Styhead Tarn, which is in the distance. It's about there. The camera can pick it up. Great Gable's hiding, which is over there. The rocks are slightly frozen on this side. It doesn't warrant putting the spikes on, just a case of going steady, which is why I've not done much filming coming down. So, right, I'll probably see you again at the head of Piers Gyll. Right, so I'm at the head of Piers Gyll, so I'm now going to cross the head of Piers Gyll and then pick up the corridor route, which is that snow line there behind me, and then that'll take me to the bad step, and then over the bad step, and then just keep going. So if you get to this point, whatever you do, don't go down that, because that's Piers Gyll, and people, they come down off Scafell Pike in bad weather, they get a bit lost and a bit disorientated, and they think this is a path, and they end up going into the Gill, and it is a notorious black spot in the Lake District, and sadly people have died in there. You go in there, you just get crag fast, you're not getting out. I'll show you another shot of it when we get further round. There is a walk, there is a path along the top of it, which I've done coming up, so you can look down into it, but yeah, whatever you do, don't think you can go down that way and get out at the bottom, because you'll get into trouble. As beautiful as it looks, stay away. Right, corridor route now. Right, so I've reached what they call the bad step, which is this behind me. It probably won't look as bad on camera as it is. Well, it's a bit of a tricky scramble. You kind of start in this corner and then you go up and you end up, keep to the rocks, sort of closest to the mountain, if you will. I've come down it and been up it, and it's as tricky as both coming down or going up, but it's right close to this drop off, so if you get it wrong, you're ending up down there. So it's not necessarily the climb, it's just where the climb is. So obviously I won't be filming, I'll need all hands, but what a beautiful day it's turning out to be. Absolutely fantastic. Without a heavy rucksack on, it'd be fairly easy. It's just obviously wearing a rucksack, it makes it a little bit more challenging. This does catch people out because it's obviously not on the map, and they follow the corridor route and then they come to this. And if they're not seasoned hikers, or they're just out for a random day and they've got trainers or whatever, there's a couple of lads just past me then wearing trainers, and a lot of the paths I've just come down are iced over. They're going very, very slowly though, but you know, coming in the mountains in winter with trainers on. Right, let's get the bad step done. I'll see you at the top. Done. There's actually two bad steps in the lakes. This one obviously, and there's one in the Langdale Valley, which is part of Crinkle Crag. Out the two, don't know, I'd probably say this one's more tricky. Yeah, I think this one is more tricky because you've got the big drop off, so if you fall backwards you're falling a long way. Right, but nice and steady. Literally took me 5 minutes to come up that. Just nice and steady. Make sure you got a good boot hold and a good hand hold, and you'll be fine. I wouldn't like to come up it in ice, unless I had crampons and ice axe and stuff. Right, follow the corridor route. Keep going. So I just had 3 lads asking me directions to Scafell Pike. It beggars belief, it really does. Trainers on, jogging bottoms, no waterproofs, no spikes, and they're heading towards the bad step. They've not got a clue where they're going. They're going to get to the top of Piers Gyll and get lost. So you always get one that's indecisive, and he'll do what the others do. You get a sensible one that wants to turn back, and then you get a cocky one that wants to carry on and knows best. So I told them to come back another day, but they've carried on. What can you do? At that age they know better, don't they? Anyway, I'm sounding like a right grumpy old man. There's actually a tarn up off the corridor route that I've seen a couple of times from above. I've kind of earmarked that. It's kind of not a tarn, but it is a tarn. I've earmarked that for a camp at some point. There's no path to it though. I think you just veer off the corridor route and sort of make your way up to it. So that's the corridor route done. You won't be able to see it, it's behind me. But yeah, camera won't be able to pick that out. Look at Great Gable. Yay, love that mountain. So I'm just working my way down to Styhead Tarn. Just had somebody else ask me the directions to Scafell Pike. What is really? Group of blokes as well, not lads this time. All trying to wing it on the phones. Oh, I've got the map on my phone, mate. It's on my phone, and then they open the phone and it's like Google Maps or, you know, something basic. I don't know. So that's Styhead Tarn, which is behind me. Hopefully the camera can see it. So I'm going to walk past that. Starting to see people coming up. It's not a bad day. It's totally clagged in around Scafell, but around Gable and that, it's looking clear over that side. And it is chilly when you stop, but if you keep moving, you're generating enough heat. One thing I do wear is a buff, and for what they cost, they're really good, because they do trap the heat in, and in summer you can put them in springs and use them to wet your face, or, you know, cool your head or whatever. They've got, like, you know, I usually wear it on my wrist in summer and around my neck in winter. So yeah, they do trap the heat in. Right, get to Styhead Tarn. Right, so I'm at the stretcher box at Styhead Tarn. This is one of a few stretcher boxes in the lakes. So it's got like a stretcher in it, obviously, various other medical sort of equipment. So if the guys need it, they don't have to lug it up. It's in there. It's quite a new one, that. I think it was replaced about 2 years ago. The old one was looking a bit worse for wear, but I noticed people are already starting to write their names on it and stuff. So yeah, right, keep going. Not so far now. Probably about, I don't know, about a mile or so back to the car. Right, that's the tarn done. Just carrying on down. I'm starting to see people coming up, so I'm going to sign off here. It's been a good one. A bit indecisive as to where I was actually going to end up and actually camp. But yeah, I don't mind camping there again. It's a good spot. Good little spot to camp at. Sun's just starting to come out, which is typical. I've not got that far to go now. So yeah, thanks again for watching. And as always, to get over this bridge, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.